Well, good morning. Welcome to the Bullitt County Fiscal Court. It's 9:30 on May the 6th, 2025. At this time, Brian, would you mind leading us in an invocation, please, sir, and pledge? Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Keith. I got it. Yeah. At this time, Sam, if you would call the roll to bring the court to order, please.
Vera Sanders.
Present.
Sean Logston.
Here.
Karen Johnson. Here. Brian Bleemel.
Yes.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
All present.
Thank you. The approval of the minutes for the April 15th of 2025 Bullitt County Fiscal Court meeting.
Make a motion we approve the minutes of April 15th, 2025.
I'll second.
I have a motion by 4th District Magistrate Bleemel, a second by 3rd District Magistrate Johnson, to approve the Bullitt County Fiscal Court meeting minutes of April 15th, 2025 as presented. Sam, call the roll, please.
Logston.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Bleemel.
Yes.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. The Treasurer's Transfer Report, Canan.
Yes, and that would be dated for April the 30th of 2025 and also for May the 6th of 2025.
I'll make a motion that we accept the treasurer's transfer report as presented.
I second.
I have a motion by 2nd District Magistrate Logston, a second by 1st District Magistrate Sanders to approve the Treasurer's Transfer Report as presented. Sam, call the roll, please.
Johnson.
Yes.
Bleemel.
Yes.
Judge Summers.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Logston.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. The presentation and approval of all bills.
I make a motion that we accept the treasurer's
For the approval bills.
approval of bills.
I'll second the motion.
And I do have a comment on that. We have another one in the packet that came in late yesterday. In November of 2022, the Bullitt County Fiscal Court approved the purchase of 2 dump trucks, International. One of them is here. The original price was, and it's all in your packet, for $433,903.22. But due to inflation, the prices went up to $449,902.80, and that's for 2 trucks. So it's a difference of $15,999.58.
It's a little over 7,000 it's like 7,744.79 each truck.
Right.
And for the salesperson, it was due to an insurance body price increase at this time.
I'd like to add that to the bills. The motion at that time was to cut the check when they arrived, but because it's over $13,000, or the addition of it.
You want to redo the motion?
Yeah, I'd like to redo the motion to include the purchase of the triaxle dump truck for the approval of bills for $598,918.36 with the addition of the triaxle dump trucks.
Yeah, the dump truck is actually priced $224,696.40.
I do have one question. Would it benefit us any to pay when we order? We wouldn't have to. It could still go up.
Yeah,
Because I don't think,
that's a good question. We had that discussion
I
once.
think we talked about that when we ordered that one, and I think it was, they couldn't lock in the price or something based on.
Steel prices and
Okay.
different things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Vera had the motion, but she just wants to add in addition to the cutting the check for the dump trucks, right?
Right, and that's $7,744.79 per dump truck difference.
Okay.
You get that, Sam? Does that make sense?
You can add that it is the difference in the total, that's just due to the difference in the body price.
Okay, so we said put the 449, how much did we, the full price total?
No, just the
Just the difference.
dump truck price.
Okay.
Okay, I'll second that motion once again to approve all bills in addition to the additional amount required for the purchase of the 2 dump trucks.
All right. Okay, got a motion by First District Magistrate Sanders, a second by Second District Logston to approve all bills plus the additional cost of the dump truck. Sam, call the roll, please.
Lingle,
Yes.
Judge Summers,
Yes.
Sanders,
Yes.
Logston.
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. We have no guest speakers. Presentations, KYEM had an emergency and they couldn't get here. But speaking of emergencies, we have Justin Moore, our Emergency Management Director, who's going to give us an update on the flooding and that we recently occurred from April 2nd to April 6th.
Wait for the PowerPoint real quick. We just want to get a quick update on the recent flood, what we've done, what we're doing, and what is expected to happen over the next few months. You just want to go ahead? All right. So prior to the weather events of April, there's a lot of things that take place behind the scenes. Development of an IEP, which is an incident action plan. This was developed by the Shepherdsville Fire Department, and we were a support to them. Several briefings with the Weather Service, as much information as we can push to the public, and then briefings with the American Red Cross on supplies and equipment that would supply the shelters. So we had, next slide. So we had 2 different weather events in April. We had the tornado, and then we had the flooding. So for the tornado event, we had 5 shelters throughout the county for the flood. We had North Bullitt, Roby, Nichols, Lebanon Junction. To get everyone back into school. We were able to utilize St. Aloysius for a week, which supplied them with food, showers, and all the essentials while they were displaced from their homes. We have now completed surveys. It's a individual assistance survey, IA. This is a tool used by EM to submit to the state and FEMA on who has been affected by this disaster. This does not guarantee that they are receiving reimbursement or financial reimbursement from Red Cross or FEMA, but this starts the process. There's been a total of 141 surveys through Bullitt, EM, KYM, and FEMA and Red Cross. The next slide here is a map of the county to show where those damage assessments took place. Again, 141. We had our first FEMA meeting last week. I met with FEMA representatives on Sunday. Skipping ahead here. Our first meeting was last week for the financial reimbursement. There's a list of most of the departments. We still have a lot more to add. Now we're sitting at $499,744 that we're looking at getting reimbursed to the county. Now what's next is establishing a county DRC, which is a disaster recovery center. This will be in the county EOC on Saltwell. The purpose of this is to have one place that the public can go to meet with FEMA, Red Cross, and any other representatives. This can be for financial assistance, replacing important documents like passports, driver's license, insurance policies. This will not take place until a declaration has been signed on the federal side. We're waiting on that. Once it is signed, they will be operational for within 24 hours, and they will be in the county for a minimum of 60 days. Any questions?
Did we get reimbursed from FEMA on the first storm?
That is still ongoing. John is working on we have two declarations right now, one from February, one from April, and he is working with FEMA on the February storm.
I just want to say thanks for all you do and the professionalism. I know there's other counties that I've seen that maybe struggle getting some assistance back, but I think a lot of it, the homework and the work that you put into this, I mean, ensures that we get some money back, so thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justin, for all you do. Okay. Under new business, the amendment to the food service agreement for the detention center with Summit Foods. Brian?
Good morning, Sheriff. Good morning.
Good morning.
I gotta say one thing before I get started. I've been in policing here since 1997. I have never seen such good professional things from EMA to EMS, the Sheriff's Department. Everybody should be proud for what this county has achieved under your leadership in the fiscal court. So, something to be proud of. The food service agreement, as we always do, every year is an amendment on that due to food costs. I have it here somewhere. Did everybody get a copy of that?
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay, it's just the
got
annual
it.
food cost.
I've seen it, I've read
Our
it.
population of jail is
Thank you.
always between 250 and 300. So if you want to look at that number, that's typically what the cost. I think it's like 14 cents a meal, if I remember right. That is one silly one. I can't. Oh, here it is. So if we're around the 250 to 274 population, the increase can be $1.95 to $2.08. As y'all know, it's a yearly amendment, so I got to present that for the July 1st fiscal year. It's through Summit Food Services. Anybody have any questions on that?
No, and before you kind of get started with the rest, I just want to thank you for reaching out and explaining. I mean, we might sit up here with no questions because you do a good job of reaching out
My goal, man.
in advance, and we've talked through a lot of this and asked questions. So anybody watching, Brian does a great job, reaching out before we get to the meeting and explaining a lot of things and what to expect and any questions we have. So I want to say thank you for being proactive, because
Thanks.
we might sit up here stone-faced with no questions, but I think, you've answered so many of those before we get
I try to be
here.
as transparent as possible. I answer any question unless I legally cannot. So we're always an open door to anybody about any questions that you have.
Yeah, well,
So-
thanks a lot.
So we just need a motion on this, right?
Yes.
So I'll make a motion that we accept the amendment to food service agreement for the detention center with Summit Foods.
I'll second.
I have a motion by 4th District Magistrate Blamel, a second by 3rd District Magistrate Johnson to approve the service agreement with Summit Foods for the detention center. Sam, call the roll, please.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Lawson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Seymour?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And Brian, the second one's your agreement, house inmates from Spencer County.
The Spencer County, he's asked me over the last couple of years, or since I started, to write up a contract to house some of the Spencer County inmates. Spencer County does not have a jail.
Right.
Nelson County is doing it for $32 an inmate also. I told him I'd match that. This will bring revenue to the jail. So it'll be $32 an inmate. We can house up to 35 inmates. We've crunched the numbers as far as population goes when it comes to the jail. Do I think we'll ever see 35? No, but it could be possible. So $32 a day for those. On the, in case there's a medical issue where we had to, or go out of county for court appearances, doctor appointments, hospital visits, according to the contract, Spencer County will pay our deputy $30 per hour and 50 cents a mile. And also any medical issues, medical costs, medical bills that we have with one of the Spencer County inmates, Spencer County will be responsible for all those bills. So, any questions on that?
No, and as a result, I'll make a motion that we accept the agreement to house inmates from Spencer County.
A second.
Got a motion by Second District Magistrate Logston, a second by First District Magistrate Sanders to approve the agreement to house inmates from Spencer County. Sam, call the roll, please.
Sanders?
Yes.
Lawson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Lingle?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And third, Brian, agreement to house inmates from Louisville Metro.
With Louisville Metro, we'd like to have a binding agreement with them about Mercy Housing with them. As you know, during the flooding, we sent a number of inmates there. This sort of,
Cleans up the legality.
they did not bill us for housing any of the inmates up there at all. We have a great working relationship. We do some training with them in there. We've done some training, hosted some training for them also. But with this, it's similar. The only time that you'd get billed is there's some kind of segregation issue or medical issue. If you charge the other agency for that, but this is a binding contract to house inmates under emergency circumstances or any other kind of extenuating circumstances. As of right now, I think we're housing like 2 or 3 other inmates right now because of conflict issues, in which one of those are really a high-profile case, but those are one of those extenuating circumstances. But any questions on that, by chance?
When you house them, do you collect money from the state?
On state inmates, we collect money off them. That is, how much was that? $35.34 or something like that a day for state inmates. County inmates, the county eats up the cost on county inmates. The only time we do receive monies on those is when they get classified and been convicted of a felony where they then turn into a state inmate. Now, like the Spencer County one, since we're going to be housing for them, and we're housing them, we'll be sending them a bill. And since they're county inmates, we will bill them for housing their inmates for them. Does that make sense?
But this one's a reciprocal agreement. So
Yes.
we'll house for Louisville Metro when they need it, they'll house for us, so that's why there's no charge, other than medical.
Right.
And it's only for emergency or other extenuating
That's what I
circumstances.
was.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I'll put that in the form of a motion too, that we agree to accept the agreement to house inmates from Louisville Metro.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Second District Magistrate Logston, a second by First District Magistrate Sanders to approve the agreement to house inmates from Louisville Metro. Sam, call the roll.
Lawson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Lingle?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. The agreement to house inmates for ICE.
I'm going to let Chief Goldsmith, he's
Okay. Chief?
in that.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Jailer Whitaker received contact from ICE, the regional director of ICE, asking if we would participate in, they call them a memorandum of agreement. And basically what it broke down to is there's 3 levels of participation dealing with ICE. The first level was they would have all our deputies go through 8 hours training online. And then if somebody was detained and they thought that maybe they was an illegal alien, there would be indicators they would look at and say, hey, we think that this guy might fall into the ICE category. And ICE would come in and they do an investigation and they determine, hey, this guy is or is not. That was level 1. Level 2 was much more intensive. It was, they would send a couple of our staff members, I think it was South Carolina? Yes. South Carolina, to go through official ICE training up to 6 weeks. They would install a computer system in the jail where we have access to records where we could sit there and say, no, we do it like a cursory in-house investigation, say, this guy is definitely on the wanted list, and that we would process them as ICE would process them, and they'd come pick them up. The third level was so intensive. The third level memorandum agreement was where they actually wanted us to come out of the jail and go beating on doors, serving warrants, stuff like that. After big discussion meetings, we talked about it. The third level was definitely out. That's kind of outside of our wheelhouse. We belong in a jail. Every once in a blue moon, we'll go out and do something with HIP or something, but we did not want to go out and serve warrants. We felt the second level was more for us. I talked to the regional ICE agent, the director, several phone calls, and he said that he's talked to numerous jails in the state of Kentucky, and every jail that he spoke to, except for one, is going to participate at some level, either level 1 or level 2. I said, let me guess, you talked to local Metro and they told you no. And he said, you're exactly right, because of local politics. And he said that there's going to be legislation in the state of Kentucky that's going to change that, where it's pretty much going to make it mandatory where jails are going to have to participate in this. So after a long discussion with the jailer, we decided that we'd like to do level 2. They said they really would like for us to participate in level 2 since we're neighboring Louisville Metro, and they feel like we're going to get a lot of overflow from Louisville Metro, and we personally want to participate and help, as part of our law enforcement. We work well with all law enforcement agencies, and that's what we would like to do. So, anybody have any questions on?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
How would that work if Louisville Metro did get someone that needed to be taken by ICE? Would they bring that prisoner to you all, or do you all go pick them up? How's that going to work?
From my understanding is if they have somebody that's wanted by ICE, it'd be a legal battle within that jurisdiction of the county. We would not interfere. The only thing we would interfere would be if they crossed the county line and one of our agencies got a hold of them. That's something that they're thinking the state law is going to change, or it's going to force them. And to be honest with you, this was I don't want to use the word confidential phone conversation, but he led me to believe that most of the people in Louisville wanted to participate and cooperate, but their local politics did not want them to. So I think they're kind of like in battling, and this law change is going to help them where they say you have to do it. So I think we'd only deal with if Walt arrested somebody that could be, we would process the one Walt arrest, not so much Louisville. But if their population spills over to Bullitt County, that's where they say they feel they're a huge asset.
In the past, how have you all handled prisoners?
It happens so rarely. I don't know if it's happened the 2.5 years I've been there. He'd answer it better.
Like right now, before this agreement, we get someone that's illegal into the jail, we immediately call ICE. Then they'll put a detainer on them and come out and pick them up.
I thought that's
My experience is that when that does happen, I think since I've been jailer, has happened maybe less than 4 times probably. They're not in the jail. I have not seen them there more than probably a week. So, does that answer your question?
Yes. I thought
So right now, we just immediately get on phone, notify ICE, and the ball's then in their court. And we'll house them until they come get them.
But this agreement authorizes us to do investigations, ask questions, go through their database to verify that we have who they're looking for. That's part of the main thing of this agreement.
So I guess when you do your investigation and you find out, yes, they are owned by ICE, what's the next step?
That's what the training's for. It's 6 weeks. They're going to tell us how to process it. It's a 6-week extensive training. They're going to send them to South Carolina, 2 or 3 of our people to South Carolina to process them and get them rolling to where they need to go.
So is there a cost for the 6-week training? in South
There's a
Carolina?
cost, ICE pays for the
ICE
cost. They
pays
pay
for
for the
the
travel, the food, the
And then you
housing.
get some kind of computer,
And then they're going to install a computer system, a database, and only those who are certified can get on it, you know.
okay. And
So-
how many will we have? How many employees?
I'm sorry?
How many employees are gonna be?
That's debatable, it'd probably be two,
Two or three?
maybe three, we don't know. It'd be one of those things where if somebody gets arrested, they'll call one of our certified guys and say, we think we got one that will come in, and they'll start the process, so it'd be very limited who has access to that.
Is there any additional financial return for housing ICE inmates?
But from my understanding, when I talked to them on the phone, they're in our building a very short period of time, and they had to go through the process, whatever led them to that building first. So if they get arrested for local crime, as soon as they're processed for that, we've already done all the ICE paperwork and already got all that stuff rolling and ready to go. So when they're clear from whatever crimes they're accused of, then they'll go forward from there.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing. I mean, definitely shows and sends a strong message that we're communicating with law enforcement all around, and I'll make the motion that we accept the agreement to house inmates for ICE.
I second.
Okay, I got a motion by Second District Magistrate Logston, a second by First District Magistrate Sanders to accept the agreement to house inmates for ICE. Sam, call the roll, please.
Johnson?
Yes.
Slagle?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes,
Sanders?
Yes.
Logston?
Yes.
Motion carried.
thank you.
And
Okay.
I just want to let everybody know that Tammy helped us a lot with this. Thank you,
Oh,
Tammy.
good.
There you go. The mental health contract for inmates with QCHC. Brian?
Okay, let's see here. This is the last one. We've had, right now we got about 12 to 15 hours of mental health in the jail. We've had a tremendous waiting list for that, so I want to increase that to 10 to 20 hours a week. It'd be strictly paid out of the commissary fund, so it won't cost the taxpayers anything. It's going to cost up to $17,680 a year. So that will put us up around at least 30 hours a week on mental health. So we'll have a therapist come in and talk to the inmates who need to speak with someone. So again, it won't be any cost to the taxpayers, and it will be coming strictly out of our commissary fund.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a no-brainer. It's amazing on your part to even think about wanting to do this because of the need is so high, and it just shows your concern for the inmates. I'll put that in the form of a motion that we accept the mental health contract for inmates with QCHC.
I'll second.
Okay. Have a motion by Second District Magistrate Logston, second by both Fourth and Third District Magistrates Blamel and Johnson to accept the contract for the inmates with QCHC. Sam, call the roll.
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Logston?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Canaan, second reading, Amendment 1 for the ordinance 24-15 relating to the annual budget.
Page 1 of 2, amendment number 1, ordinance number 24-15, in summary form, an ordinance relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof, whereas the county of Bullitt has realized unbudgeted receipts for the General Road Jail LGEA federal grant, EMS, force hire, clerk storage fee, dispatch, and opioid settlement fund, be it ordained by the fiscal court of county of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky. Section 1, the budget of the fiscal year 2024-2025 is amended to Section
I'll make a motion that we accept the second reading for amendment number 1, ordinance 24-15 relating to the annual budget as presented.
Second.
Got a motion by Second District Magistrate Logston, a second by Fourth District Magistrate Blamel to approve the second reading of Amendment 1 for the ordinance 24-15 relating to the annual budget. Sam, call the roll, please.
Trip Summers,
Yes.
Sanders,
Yes.
Logston,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Seymour,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken Ann. Resolution 25-02, adopting and improving the execution of county road aid co-op program contract. It's in your packet.
Resolution 25-02, Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, resolution adopting and approving the execution of a county road aid co-op program contract between the Fiscal Court and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025, as provided in the Kentucky Revised Statutes, and accepting all roads and streets referred to therein as being a part of the county road system. Be it resolved by the Fiscal Court that the Fiscal Court does hereby accept all roads and streets referred to in said contract as being a part of the county road system, and the Fiscal Court does hereby ratify and adopt all statements, representations, warranties, covenants, and agreements contained in said contract, and does hereby accept said contract, and by such acceptance agrees to all the terms and conditions therein stated, and the county judge executive of the county is hereby authorized and directed to sign said contract as set forth on behalf of the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County, and the county clerk of Bullitt County is hereby authorized and directed to certify thereto.
Thank you, Tammy.
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept Resolution 2502, adopting and approving the execution of county road aid co-op program contract.
I have a motion by Fourth District Magistrate Blamel, a second by Third District Magistrate Johnson, to accept the resolution 25-02 for the execution of county road aid co-op program contract. Sam, call the roll.
Sanders,
Yes.
Logston,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Seymour,
Yes.
Trip Summers,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. Next one's FY 2026 County Road Aid Cooperative Agreement itself.
I noticed this, it says page 1 of 8, but when you get to the last one, it says 6 of 8. Are there more pages to this?
Resolution is page eight.
Right.
Pardon?
The resolution is page eight, it's the way I sent it to you.
So the resolution we just did?
Yeah, the
So-
resolution is giving you permission to sign this agreement.
Okay.
Yep.
Here, right here, it says page 7. It says page 7 down
Yes, I
on the
I
resolution.
wasn't sure.
They just, I guess they have.
Yeah, it's like just taken out as,
Just making sure.
I'll make a motion that we accept FY 2026 County Road Aid Cooperative Agreement.
Second.
Got a motion by Second District Magistrate Logston, a second by Fourth District Magistrate Blamel to accept FY 2026 County Road Aid Agreement, Cooperative Agreement. Sam, call the roll.
Logston,
Yes.
Johnson,
yes.
Seymour,
Yes.
Trip Summers,
Yes.
Sanders,
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you. The HR Cloud Agreement, Janice, do you have a minute for that, please?
So this is an agreement for the HR cloud system. It's basically to help, it won't just help me, it'll help Canaan, Donna, Bonnie over at EMS as we all get in applications, doing the interview process. So it's onboarding, offboarding, the employee time off request. There's a whole employee page or company page, the employee app. Currently, I'm using the jot form systems, and that ends today. So I was piggybacking off of EMS, and that contract ends today, so I will no longer have access to anybody sending in applications or filling out their new hire paperwork. So this is a whole HR system, basically, to help with that, so.
Is it because, why is it ending today?
The contract just ends today. They
Oh, ends
went out,
today.
yeah. So they only signed the contract for so long, and they found another system to help them do their thing. And so, like I said, I was just piggybacking off of them for forms and stuff, to do to do the new hire process, but, this is the whole HR system. But also it does the performance reviews, keeps track of all that. And again, like I said, there's a mobile app for the employees, which I currently have, but this will be a lot better, so.
Will EMS continue to have their own?
No, we'll still use all this for all that. It's just, the way it's set up, they're using it differently than what I needed it for, so.
Okay.
What is the one that's ending today?
Job forms. Basically, I was just building my own apps and forms into that system. So this is an actual HR system that keeps track of employees and their profiles, all their training, all their policies that they sign, paperwork, all that kind of stuff.
Is it about the same price as far as that, or?
I'm not sure what they were paying on the other end. It's probably it's probably comparable. Because I know we were on like a system where a bunch of us could use it. I'm not sure the exact cost, but it was pretty close. I know Tammy's looked over the contract for me, and made changes. Yeah.
It says include 5 meeting hours. Is that like, what is a meeting hour in terms of?
To help me, like, to learn.
Or that's
the system.
train, oh, that's
Yes.
just train. Okay, I didn't know if that meant like meeting with employees or doing
No, that's just
virtual.
to help whoever I'm going to be
Okay.
users to help us train.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we accept the contract for HR on cloud. I guess that's the name of it, cloud.
HR Cloud.
Yes.
I'll second.
I have a motion by First District Magistrate Sanders, a second by Second District Magistrate Logsdon to approve the HR Cloud contract. Sam, call the roll, please.
Johnson?
Yes.
Lingle?
Yes.
Whitcomb?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And then while you're here, Janice, on the new hires and changes, the first one is for EMS, Tricia Wright, to go from part-time to full-time, EMT, same salary, of $21.93, starting today. And I'm gonna put that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
And I have a second by Third District Magistrate Johnson. Sam, call the roll.
Lingle?
Yes.
Whitcomb?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And then Department for Planning and Zoning, we had a vacancy over there. We're recommending Shannon Kane to be a full-time administrative assistant at $43,888 a year, effective 5/12 of 2025.
Whose place is she taking?
Angie Yeah.
Angie Wells.
Who?
Angie Wells.
She quit or?
Yeah, she left. Actually, she left last year, and we are filling the spot because we're having one of the employees is retiring July 31st.
Is there a motion on the floor?
Yes.
I'll second.
And I have a second by Second District Magistrate Logsdon. Sam, call the roll.
Whitcomb?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Lingle?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. And then on the Department for Recycling, Kenny Shepherd, part-time driver, recycle tech at $17 an hour, effective 5/6 of 2025. That's to help Christie move the trailers around.
I'll make a,
Second.
And I have a second by Fourth District Magistrate Blamel and a second by First District Magistrate Sanders. Sam, call the roll.
Sanders?
yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Lingle?
Yes.
Whitcomb?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Thank you, Dennis, for your hard work. Okay. Vera, any comments, questions, concerns?
No, not today.
Okay. Sean?
No, I'm good. There is a spring festival in my district, Mount Washington, so coming up this week. So I encourage anybody, if you have any free time, to go check that out. It's always a fun time. But outside of that, no, I appreciate everything everybody's doing.
Okay. Karen?
No, looks like it's hopefully gonna be a great day out.
There you go.
Get rid of some rain.
Good. Brian?
No, but it was brought to my attention that we might need to go into executive session to discuss personnel.
That would be my recommendation if you all were so inclined. I don't think it'll take too long.
Okay. All right. I'll
We
make,
making a motion?
So that's in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
okay, I got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Flamel, a second by 1st District Magistrate Sanders to leave regular session and go into executive session. Sam, call the roll.
Lawson,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Flannel,
Yes.
Judge Summers,
Yes,
Sanders,
Yes.
motion carries.
thank you.
sorry. Sheriff, I'm really sorry. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry. Sheriff, I'm sorry. I apologize to you. You don't need to apologize. There's nothing to apologize. Seems like there is. You know, it's not. But I'm not inclined to do unofficial investigation. When there's somebody that did something wrong with my office, or there's somebody that has this opinion that someone did something wrong with the sheriff's office. Just let us know. I don't even know the sheriff's office. Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Here's my email. If you're wanting to put things together. And Alex Payne is our chief deputy. You haven't heard it. And Gerald Bates is the captain. He's the captain. And he is the head of our. And I apologize. I mean, my name is Jason. Jason Carlisle, C-A-R. And you're the operations manager. Okay. So, do you know that you all can get this, there was Whitney Payne, supervisor, and I was trying to reach out to Chris. She had not had anybody convey disbursement about Bullitt County responding to West Point. And she first read about it in a news story. And she said she got this place more than one phone call to Chris Day. And I think her so last, I believe, Friday night, I reached out to the judge, and he said he was going to have the president reach out. I don't know that they have. And I saw one here this morning, but I'll follow up with Chris. I know that we didn't even know that we were doing all this recruiting. That was news and surprise to us. We saw it in the newspaper too. We have a lot of extra questions that probably, especially in the mountain water region, we need answers. Christian in the office takes time today. I will get them tomorrow, and I will make sure that he puts this on. Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily have to be quickly. If you're the operations supervisor, feel free to meet with somebody. Please reach out to her because she's wanting to know. And she got a phone call from the judge, and the judge just said they're going to be gone, and we are at this point. If somebody from Martin County calls and says, "I need someone to have such and such a street in West Point," we're going to know that. But there may or may not be more of a protocol that you guys want or need or something. And we weren't even sure. My assumption, and of course we all know what assumptions lead to, is that 911 allows us to go to Bullitt County 911 and that they determine it's going to be a U.S. emergency and they're going to have our radio. Don't even know that for a fact. And it may be just that simple because that sounds to me like that would work. You know, and if somebody calls from Hardin County and they're calling from Sonora, and once you guys learn that it's Sonora address, then they're trying to get you to go to it. But I don't know when we start talking about having that CAD system, that would work. I don't know how that, but Whitney. We will get some answers. Sheriff, appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
kids are never out by themselves, they have to have a parent, they have to have a parent. You know, it's just, it's pretty simple. We're real strict, in fact, too strict, but the investigating branch, so they manage the colonies, they love it. It's gonna be a big year, it's gonna, you know, yeah, our 75th, it'll be over here, we're doing it all, we always do it at the Scottish Church, but it just, since it's our 75th, people from all over the world's coming in. So it's like, okay, people, and Scottish Church now people 170. So it's crazy. Casey didn't like, yes, Scottish Church is free.
making their building more accessible and stuff, you know, like folks that there, nobody knows what to do, but it was a good thing when they moved out there on Parks County Road.
Oh, it's great. We love it there. We will work with Valentine dance, so the mothers to bring those, they like to bring alcohol and have around. So we take the mothers, oh yeah. So they're like 10 or 12 hours ago. And then they met Saturday night, this during the day. The next morning, they were like contacted and came to school. Well, we had Supreme, Rainbow had Supreme in Arizona, so we couldn't go. So they didn't have the dance. So we worked this Valentine dance, Mother's Day, so they give us real hard. So to get everybody there, we did it on Saturday. We had to just get in there. It's dark in there. Yeah, we had the little lights going and stuff like that, but that night, taco bar, they wanted like to start dancing. They never stopped dancing. 4 o'clock is over. So it was really nice. So the guys from Rough River, Demoline, big, and 120. So it was, it's good. During the day, because I know it's dark in there, I don't know if people can dance. And they, it was fun, but we'll have to, you have to come and dance the Rainbow Man. See what it's all about. It's the teachings, it's the same teachings.
Very involved in the community. Now, I don't know how involved he is in the law, because the older children are very involved, that's all kids all the time, very involved.
so expensive, we must be proud of it. She goes, I guess. She said, it's so
I saw something on social media the other day that had a picture of like Terry Graham, Gary Cooper, Harold, and everybody that was dressed in just white suits to it. And it said, how have we gone from this? And then it showed a bunch of things from current times.
those fancy dresses that fold up the dresses. Oh my God, that kills me. But it's crazy. It's gonna work out, and if I need y'all, call, but I think it's gonna be fun. Hey, honey. Hey, how are you? I'm good.
To come back out of the executive session into the regular court session.
Second.
Sam, call a roll.
Johnson?
Yes.
Trammell?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Brian?
So there was no action taken?
Okay. Thank you. I guess do you have any more comments, Brian? Okay. The only comment I have is this. Yesterday was, Tom was there. It was a better day for me than the Kentucky Derby would ever be with the addition of the Brown Cancer Center. At $25 million, I can't thank the legislative body enough for approving it. And I do have to take my hat off to our state senator, Mike Nemus, and our our red shirt freshman is what they call him, State Representative Peyton Griffey, to make sure that those fundings stayed with us and didn't disappear in this last budget. To me, it's a grand day for us in the community as U of L is still continuing their investment into our community in Central Kentucky. I need to thank Tom Miller, the CEO of U of L Health, Dory Shelburne, CEO of the hospital, and Ken Marshall, the Chief Operating Officer of U of L Health. We now have the opportunity in this community moving forward to have literally not only state-of-the-art but cutting-edge medical facilities in Bullitt County, and we're becoming a regional medical center as well. We have McKesson here, we have Johnson & Johnson, we have the world's largest freezer of 150,000 square feet, and you can put a finger on that with UPS World Health. We literally have all the base cocktails for flu, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, plasma, you name it, we have it in this community that is sent not only across the eastern United States, but around the world now as well. So in 18 months, that cancer center will be great. I've had personal experiences with two different kinds. My mom died in 2017 at 93 years old. She gave her body to research. My dad is a survivor through the Brown Cancer Center. He had 20 immunotherapy treatments in that facility, and he's 96 now as well. So that is all I have outside of echoing Sean's thoughts about the Mount Washington Festival. I hope to see all of y'all there this weekend. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the court.
I'll second.
I got a second from First District Magistrate Sanders. Sam, call the roll, please.
Trammell?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Sanders?
Yes.
Dawson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank all of you all.
You got some good genes. You might live to be 100.
Tomorrow, you're on mental health program.